Jai Shri Gurudev. Today we are going to discuss about the next lesson in the first PUC English language syllabus, that is around a medicinal creeper. Around a medicinal creeper. It is a short story. It is a short story written by Purna Chandra Tejasvi. Okay. Purna Chandra Tejasvi is very well known to a very guy in the Karnataka literature field. Okay, he is known for his scientific fictions in Kannada. Scientific fictions in Kannada. In Kannada language, he has written so many fictions. They are all, most of them are based on science background. Okay, he is a nature poet. He wrote many works on nature only. Okay, so he was the son of Kuvempu. He was the first Jnanapita awardee in Kannada literature. He served also as a vice chancellor for the University of Mysore, and many great works he has given. Now let us see about what is the thing Purna Chandra Tejasvi has mentioned, has told in the story around a medicinal creeper. The title itself is indicating that the story is around a plant, that is medicinal plant. It is called medicinal creeper. Creeper is a plant. It is also vine. Okay, it is also a vine. And why it is a creeper? Because it cannot stand on its own. Okay, vertically it cannot grow on its own. It has to be given some support to grow vertically. To make it grow vertically, some support is needed. It will tie itself to some plants and it will grow. If it doesn't get the support to grow vertically, it will spread in the ground itself. Okay, on the surface itself, it will grow, it will spread. Okay, that's why it is a creeper. Okay, it is a medicinal plant. It is a medicinal plant. Now, what we are going to discuss, that is a medicinal plant. Okay, around this medicinal plant, there are so many stories. People know many stories, but all those stories are somewhat like imaginary, false. Either false or true, you cannot judge based on the stories. So many people tell many stories about the medicinal creeper. We cannot accept they are true. We cannot refuse, deny or reject as false. Okay, such kinds of stories are around the region in the Western Ghats. Okay, in the Western Ghats of Karnataka, people have spread lots of stories about it. So that we are going to understand what Purna Chandra Tejasvi has pointed out or made out or told about this medicinal creeper. Okay, this is the story of an unusual medicinal creeper. Unusual. Okay, you don't find this medicinal creeper normally everywhere. Many people do not know. Many people do not know accurately. Any information people give, the information will not be accurate one. You cannot take it or you cannot reject it. Okay. So it is unusual. You don't find everywhere. In each and every place you don't find it. It is a rare plant. That is why it is unusual. There were so many stories about this creeper, some true, some imaginary, and some totally false. As I told you already, there are so many stories. Some are imaginary. Some are imaginary, and some are true, some are false. Okay. So this is the thing the writer is going to tell us. Which one is imaginary, which one is true, which one is false. That we are going to understand after having studied thoroughly the story. Okay. And to go beyond these stories and learn some facts about this plant took me almost 20 years. For the writer, Purna Chandra Tejasvi, to understand exactly what is all about this medicinal creeper, when he started to study, when he started to do some research, to understand exactly, clearly, it took nearly 20 years. Okay. It took 20 years for him. Okay, it is a vast time. It is the time which that he spent. It is really too much. Okay, one needs not to spend so much time for studying on anything. But since literature was not available, people who knew about the medicinal creeper exactly were also not available. And if they were there also, they were not sharing the information exactly. They were all just sharing in such a way that they are all stories. To dig out, to study, to do research, to discover something, whether it is true or not, it spanned about 20 years for the writer. Now, a coffee seed bed has to be protected from the sun by putting up a shade over it. Once we were erecting a bamboo frame for such a shade, and we needed something with which we could tie the cane pieces placed across the frame. So we sent Sanna to get some creepers from the forest. He brought a whole bundle. Mara opened the bundle, and while sifting, he suddenly looked at one of the creepers and scolded Sanna. Hey, why did you pluck this, you fool? See that? Okay. In this paragraph, we are going to understand that Purnachandra Tejasvi went with his people like Mara and Sanna to his estate. These were the people, along with the writer, they went to the estate. Okay. In the estate, what was the work they had to accomplish, to do? They had to prepare a coffee seed bed. Okay. Coffee seed bed they had to prepare, and also they needed to create a shade over the coffee seed bed. To create the shade over that, they had to create a structure, a frame like structure. Okay. For that they needed to tie some cane pieces. Some cane pieces they had to tie in order to make a frame that was needed for creating the shade over the coffee seed bed. To tie the cane pieces, they needed something like creepers. Something like creepers they needed. Any sort of creeper they needed, so that they could use it to tie each and every cane piece in order to make a structure called frame. Okay. So now Sanna is sent to forest in order to bring some creepers. Sanna was sent to forest. He went there and he brought a big bundle of creepers. Now Mara is segregating them. He was selecting, sifting the creepers. At that time, he found a medicinal creeper. He found this medicinal creeper, and as soon as he found the medicinal creeper, Mara started to scold Sanna. Hey fool, why did you pluck this? He started to scold Sanna. Now, when I inquired, he said that it was a medicinal creeper. Sanna said that there was plenty of it in the forest. Mara eagerly said, "Come show me where it is," and took Sanna into the forest. When he scolded, immediately Purnachandra Tejasvi asked why he was scolding Sanna. Then Mara said that it was a medicinal creeper. It should not be wasted. It should not be removed for any unwanted purpose. It is a precious one. It should be preserved. It should not be wasted. It should not be spoiled. It should not be plucked. Okay, because it is a life-saving plant that should be available for the people only when it is needed, only when it is emergency. In that time only it must be plucked, not for each and every purpose. The purposes like for tying the cane pieces and all to create the structure, it was not supposed to be used. That is the intention of Mara behind scolding Sanna. Then Sanna said, "Yes, if you say that there are so many such medicinal creepers in the forest, then all of them went to the forest to see exactly where it is. Now, out of sheer curiosity, I also went with them. That is how I got to know about this medicinal creeper. When Sandappa showed the plant, Mara became very active. He caught hold of one of the tendrils and tied to a nearby tree. When Mara told that it was a medicinal creeper, then only Purnachandra Tejasvi got to know about that plant. Before that, he did not know anything about this medicinal creeper. Only when Mara said it was medicinal creeper, only when they went to the forest to see that time when Sanna showed the plant, Purnachandra Tejasvi also got to know about this medicinal creeper. As soon as Sanna showed the plant, Mara became very active in tying that medicinal creeper to a tree. Okay, to a tree, he started to bind. He started to tie. But the act of tying was not understood. Why he was tying that plant to a nearby tree? That was not clear to Purnachandra Tejasvi, to the writer. He got a question. He got a doubt. He became curious. Okay, why he was tying that to a nearby tree? Then he asked the question. I was surprised at that and asked Mara, "Why did you tie that creeper to the tree?" The thief. Okay, Mara said, the thief. As soon as he asked that question, why he was tying the creeper to a tree, he said, "Thief." He said, "Now it will be lying there." Then again, it aroused more curiosity for the writer. Again he asked, "Why? Where do you think it will run to?" I asked him. "How you don't know about this creeper? It has been cursed by a sage. The curse is that when someone needs the plant, they shall not find it. So when you want it and search for it, you won't be able to find it for dear life. That is why when you find it, you must immediately tie it to a nearby plant so that it will be lying there," explained Mara. When Purnachandra Tejasvi asked the question why he was tying the plant creeper to a nearby tree, he said that it was cursed by a sage. He started to tell a story. What is that story? he said that it is cursed. It is cursed by a saint. What is that curse? It should not be. The creeper should not be visible. People will not be able to find it when they need it in emergency. If somebody is suffering from some ailment, if they need that plant, then at that time, if they go for searching that, they cannot find the plant. It will be difficult to find that plant because it is not going to be visible on now. So that's why they are going to tie that creeper to a nearby tree in order to locate it easily, in order to find it easily. That is the intention behind tying that plant to a nearby tree. Okay. So the curse is that it should not be visible for anybody when it is needed for the people in the emergency to save the life. Okay. Now Purnachandra Tejasvi has got to know something strange, very strange about the medicinal creeper. That is the first thing he got to know about it. Okay, that is the curse. Now this creeper has small leaves resembling beetle leaves and bears fruits in a bunch like grapes. Immediately after the rains, this plant comes up and flowers very quickly, puts forth flowers and fruits and dies. It comes up again only in the next rainy season. So in between no one sees this plant because it is not seen for most of the year. They probably tie it to a nearby tree so that it can be easily identified or located. But Mara stories are so bizarre that one does not know which is true and which false. This is not confined only to people like Mara. The entire system of Indian medicine suffers from this kind of mystification. See that? So now Purnachandra Tejasvi, as soon as he got to know that it was cursed by a sage, he started to investigate the matter. He started to do some discoveries. He started to do some studies. He started to do some exploration. What did he find? It is a simple plant. It is having the leaves. The leaves appear like beetle leaves. Okay, and also it gives fruits. They are all in bunch like grapes. In bunches, grapes like fruits will be there. Okay, this is the second thing. Okay, and another study, another information the writer got to know about this plant is only in the rainy season it comes up. Only in the rainy season it comes up. As soon as it comes up, it grows and gives flowers, and then it gives fruits, and then it will die. Till the next rainy season, it is not going to appear for anybody. Once it is dead means it is not going to be there. It will be lying in the earth only. On the surface of the earth, it is not going to be visible for anybody, so that they find it difficult to identify the plant when it is needed for their dear life in the emergency cases. So that is what the people have understood and follow a practice in order to tie, in order to find that plant to a nearby tree. Got it? In order to find it easily whenever it is needed, these people have practiced to tie that creeper to a nearby tree. That is the simple logic behind that. That is what Purnachandra Tejasvi, the writer, understood from the act of tying the plant to a nearby tree. Now, he also understands that there are so many stories around this plant. All of them are not going to be or cannot be rejected, saying that they are all false, or they cannot be accepted as true. Some are false, some are true. If you ask anybody any question regarding the same, they don't give a concrete answer, scientific answer. They say some stories, some vague things they spread about the medicinal creeper. It is not only the case of this particular medicinal creeper. In all the cases of medicinal plants, one or the other way, they are all suffering from some kind of mystification. Mystification means no clarity in the information which the people give. There is no clarity. There is no truth, or there is no total falsehood. So the entire medicinal system, Indian medicinal system, that we call it as Ayurvedic medicinal system, they are all one or the other way suffering from this kind of mystification. It is not only confined, not only the problem of this medicinal creeper, almost all the medicinal creepers, almost all the medicinal plants are having this kind of problems. People do not know exactly what it is and why it is used, when it is used, for what kinds of diseases, which type of plant should be used. All these things are not known exactly to the people in our country. Some people know, but they use it, they cannot give the information. Either they cannot give the information or they don't want to give the information. So when you, even if you search up the people who use, who have the capacity, who have the knowledge about using this medicinal creepers, they don't tell, they don't share the information. They have some other kind of idea, some other kind of superstitious beliefs. If they share the knowledge of those medicinal plants with anybody else, it is not going to work on anyone, on any ailment. It is not going to work. Such kind of superstitious beliefs, wrong beliefs are there. That's why people do not share the information. In all my wanderings in the forest with Asti, Baira, Appanna, Mara and others, I gleaned many things. Gleaned means he got, he searched. He searched and he collected so many information. So many information regarding the same medicinal plant whenever he went with his servants like Baira, Masti, Appanna, Mara, Sanna, and so many people are there with him to work in his estate. Whenever he went with them to the forest, so he used to collect information regarding the medicinal creeper. He collected some information but not up to the standard. Among them were a few things I learned about some of these plants and herbs. It is not that only about this medicinal creeper he understood from the servants. He also collected information about many other medicinal plants and herbs. Here he comes to a conclusion. He gets some doubts. To solve those doubts, to clear those doubts, to get the answer for his questions, he struggles a lot, and ultimately he concludes one thing because he experienced various things which are unpleasant to him. Now the forests are disappearing, and the people who know about these things are also leaving us one by one. You should understand this very clearly. The problem in the Indian medicinal system is, on one side you see that forests are disappearing. Deforestation is taking place rampantly across the country. Today we are seeing lots of adverse effects due to deforestation. That is because of the acts of men, people in the world against the nature. Okay. So now forests are disappearing. This is one problem. And on the other side, people who know, who have the knowledge about the medicinal plants are also not there. They have disappeared. They have died and gone. They have not shared the information with anybody. They have not recorded the information in the form of literature anywhere. That is the major problem with this. And now we are going to face a severe threat because of this disappearance of forest and the people who know the medicinal plants and their uses. One must realize that if one disappears, the other becomes useless. Imagine a situation, there is a person who knows about the medicinal plants and forest. If the forest disappear, the experts who know about the medicinal plants cannot do anything. And if the experts disappear, only with the forest and the medicinal plants in the forest, we cannot do anything. Because whenever we come to know about certain things, we have to keep it recorded. We have to write it and we have to preserve in the form of literature. Then the next generation, they can use it and they can develop, they can utilize the same for the betterment of the human society or for any other purpose. Okay. So now what is the problem? On one side we are seeing that forest is also disappearing. This is one major problem. Okay. And people who are there, they are also not aware properly about the medicinal creepers and their uses. Okay. This is one side. On the other side, if you imagine a situation, very rarely you find the medicinal plants in the forest, and experts who can find, who can identify, who can give the information about them are also disappearing because they are dying. After some age, they die. They die with the information they have acquired. They don't give it to anybody else. I am very keen to share the information I have with someone, but Purnachandra Tejasvi is unlike any of them. He wants to share the information with anybody. Someone should be aware of these things, but whenever I try to discuss the unique properties of these plants and herbs with my doctor friends, they become annoyed, call me an ignoramus and even squabble with me. So he wanted to share the information, any sort of information he is having with some people. But here the problem is nobody is ready to discuss with him. Nobody is ready to do a kind of research. Nobody is ready to join him in his work. Whenever he went to his doctor friends, some are working as doctors, he found that they are the right people to discuss all these things. When he went to them, they also did not give any sort of interest, show any sort of interest in discussing about the medicinal creepers, plants, herbs. They used to tell him, Purnachandra Tejasvi, that is, you are an ignorant person. You are doing some unwanted job. You don't do the right job. And they were not accepting at all about the unique properties of the medicinal plants. They were, first of all, they are not showing any interest in learning whatever Purnachandra Tejasvi wanted to say. That is how the things were going on for Purnachandra Tejasvi. They were used to fight with him. They used to tell him that he was an idiot, he was an ignorant person. That day, though Mara, tying up the plant, praised it to the skies, saying that every inch of it was medicinal. He did not tell me what exactly it cured. Okay, here there is an idiom that you should understand. Okay, praised it to the skies. Praised to the skies. It means he was appreciating lot of things about the medicinal creeper. Who? That is Mara. Mara was appreciating like anything about the medicinal creeper. But when he asked more questions, he did not answer to them. Either he did not know or he did not want. That is not clear for the writer. Okay. Whether he did not want to tell me or simply did not know, I can't say. This is the problem. He was just simply appreciating the qualities of the medicinal creeper, but he did not answer any question which is asked by the writer. One thing, either it is not known to him or he doesn't want. That was not clarified, that was not clear to even the writer. I did not force him. Mara spun such exciting yarns that instead of tying it to the tree, even if he had tied the creeper around his own neck, people were not likely to take him seriously. But his stories were marvelous, even when they were not true. See, this fellow Mara was very active when he saw the medicinal creeper. He was trying to tie the medicinal creeper to a nearby tree. Instead of tying the same plant to the tree, if he had tied around his own neck and roamed here and there in the entire region, nobody was going to take him seriously, because either they could not be accepted or they could not be rejected. But each time, whenever he was telling about the medicinal plant, he was just sharing some of the stories which were spread in the region. Okay.